When Aucklanders had the chance of looking over the Empire Lagan, first aircraft carrier to visit their port, they swarmed aboard. The crew expected a few hundred visitors. Instead, they had thousands. The crowd sees planes being loaded. The Empire Lagan has come in to pick up 9 Avenger torpedo bombers and 2 Walrus amphibians for delivery to the British fleet in the Pacific. A converted merchantman, this flat top served with the Royal Navy as an escort carrier in the grim years of 1941 and 42. Today, no planes fly from her deck, but she still has a job to do as an aircraft transport. Since we went to war in the Pacific, these warehouses of the U.S. Joint Purchasing Board at Sylvia Park have been a familiar sight to Aucklanders. With a total floor space of some 800,000 square feet, these 48 sheds have housed vital food supplies. Through these sheds has flowed an endless supply of food of every kind. Thousands of tons produced in New Zealand to meet the biggest demands ever made upon our food resources. That there would be enough of some foods, we went without. Pork went from our tables to those who needed it most. Building up supplies meant new developments in our industries. This man isn't broaching a case of tinned peas unofficially. Regular scientific tests are made to ensure that food measures up to specifications. New Zealand had begun canning food in a big way, and it had to meet strict requirements. Between the officials of this U.S. food laboratory and production chiefs of our industries sprang a cooperation that improved our canning. Once in the sheds, the food didn't rest here for long. Lorries shuttled back and forth between the sheds and the wharves, taking the food to waiting ships. From the factories of our cities and towns, from the farms of our plains and valleys, came food to Auckland, depot for the Pacific. Day after day, year in and year out, lorries rolled down to the wharves, taking to the ships the food that was needed to lick Japan. The food was trundled from sheds and lorries across the wharves to the water's edge, to ships, to the men on the fighting fronts, Bougainville, Okinawa, Luzon. This way went thousands of tons of butter and cheese, meat and vegetables, hauled into the air and lowered into deep holes, case upon case. In 1 year alone, we sent forward 500 million pounds weight of food. That's a lot of food from any country. Food grown in New Zealand, processed in our factories, handled by our men and women, and backed by the strength of our own forces, was our contribution to victory. Lying off Rabaul, within range of shore batteries, is H.M.S. Glory, one of the newest of the British Navy's light fleet carriers. Our cameraman on board took these scenes of activity on a day that was to see the surrender of the Japanese in the Southwest Pacific. The Glory carries 33 aircraft, torpedo bombers, reconnaissance and fighter planes. Some of them are readying to give air cover during the surrender ceremony. With the planes away, a small boat brings the Jap surrender party alongside. On board is General Hitoshi Imamura, commander of the Japanese Southeast Army. First on board is Imamura, but no pipes are sounded for him, nor those who follow. He receives preliminary instructions through an interpreter. Allied representatives, among them Air Commodore Roberts representing New Zealand, await the surrender party. These men have come to acknowledge defeat. These are the men who once dreamt of Japanese supremacy in the Pacific, even of world domination. From Lieutenant General Sturdy, commander of the 1st Australian Army, the Japs learn the terms of surrender. Imamura is told he must issue orders immediately to his commanders at Bougainville, New Britain, New Ireland and New Guinea to surrender. And it's added, they will be treated with justice, firmness and humanity. They brush their signatures to the documents. Following the signing of the surrender, the Japs are taken below for further discussions and to receive detailed instructions. Discussions over, the party prepares to leave. This is the end of a campaign in which the New Zealand Army, Air Force and Navy fought alongside American and Australian forces. This is the end of a war which Japan began and we ended.